Good afternoon, Dr. Swami and members of the National Executive Committee of Virat Hindustan Sangam. I thank you for giving me this opportunity to come talk to you all. Off the bat, I'm doing two things wrong that Professor Virat said you should never do. Never speak before lunch and never use a PowerPoint presentation. However, I'm going to try and make this thing as engaging as possible because most of you are very active on social media. So let's have a fun time. I don't have a lot of slides. Hopefully we can go through this thing quickly and we can get back on time. Thank you. So I'm just going to look at the history of social media. How did it evolve? How long has it been around? The second thing is a little bit more details on how many different platforms are there. Some of you may be on one and some of you may be on the other. How do you make use of these things? And how can you as an individual help Virat Hindustan Sangam? Because now we are around 10,000 members. What we want to do is take this thing way up. Just to give you an example, Dr. Swami's Twitter following is 1.3 million and counting. You are at 10,000, you have 1.3 million. There's a lot of ground to cover. So let's try our best, and each one of us will contribute to driving more traffic and creating more awareness so that we can all use this tremendous resource who's invested in this and ensure that every one of those 1.3 million followers of Twitters come on and look at our site and start using that site like a medium of communication. So what is social media? I'll let you just read this definition. So how this evolved is, before the social media came along, people used to write blogs. Blogs were essentially journalists writing on the computer. And blogs took a lot of time to write. It took just about as long as you would write an article. The advantage of a blog was that you could include electronic links to other articles that you're basing your blog on. So this didn't quite ring well with the general audience. So people wanted to be able to do things, get their message across quickly, and that's how social media platforms evolved. A quick history of social media platforms. LinkedIn was founded in 2003, Facebook in 2004, 2006 is when Twitter started, and I'll tell you why that was a milestone. Then you had Tumblr in 2007, Pinterest, Instagram, and today we have over 52 social media platforms, 52. And each one of them has a purpose, and they are serving some different requirements. So the reason Twitter is checkmarked as a milestone is because, in my view, it's the only platform where you can reach out with any other person who's using Twitter by using their hashtag or their Twitter handle. That's the only platform. If you use Facebook, for example, you have to send a request and the other person has to confirm that, yes, I would like to talk to you. Whereas with Twitter, you can always try to reach somebody. It's up to them whether they want to respond to you or not. But that's what differentiates Twitter from everything else. So, from a VHS perspective, what are the three most useful social media platforms? One is, of course, Twitter. The second one, I think, is Facebook, because a lot of us, got started on Facebook and may be reluctant to switch over to Twitter. There's no need to switch over. You can coexist. And the third one, I don't know who's using what. So it could be WhatsApp, it could be there's something called the Snapchat, or it could be something else, we don't know. But these are the main platforms that I think we should be using or we should be developing to try and get VHS to have more members. So how do you make use of these platforms? Use the VHSindia.org site. Go there every day as if you would go and read a newspaper. There will be some news to act on. You may be the news creator. I mean, I can depend on Dr. Swami to give 3 articles a week, but there are 7 days in a week. So the rest of us have to visit for the 4 days remaining. And You may be a news creator, and I'll tell you how you can become the news creator. And then choose your platform and either tweet about it or post about it. One simple, remember one statistical fact. Today, the attention span of a youngster is 2.7 seconds. You have to get your message across in that time, or you're going to lose that person. Think about Twitter. If you're using it on a cell phone, right, you may be able to get what, 5 entries at a given time? And if you're not one of those things, it's done. So there are many reasons why this is happening. But it's important to keep in mind that we have a very limited amount of time in which to get our idea across. Now, the website is going to have multilingual support. I'm going to start with Hindi soon, and then I'm also going to add additional languages. And most of these things I would need help from some of you volunteers in trying to make sure that the translations are accurate. There is some automation that is possible, but I would like to seek some of your help to try and make sure that it is as accurate as possible. So, now let's say that you want to be able to send a message on Twitter and Facebook and some other platform. Now, you don't want to keep typing the same thing over and over. As long as it's the same message. But while you're trying to use multiple platforms, 2 of your friends may be on Twitter, 3 may be on Facebook. Now, if you want to send to both of them, you want to be able to find a way that automates this effort. So what we really want is a software on the web that you just post once, but it will send it to multiple platforms. And you can also post in your own language. So this is something that Twitter allows us to do, and we haven't really used it a lot. I've tried posting in Tamil, I've tried posting in Sanskrit, I've tried posting in Hindi. What I noticed was you can get a lot more of your message across using Indian languages. 140 characters in English is very limiting. If you have the know-how to post it in multiple languages, you can get your message across a lot more. So here's an example. What I did was I used something called as Google Translate. This is free. It's available on all smartphones. You can use this app to type in on the left-hand side what you want to say in English, and it will automatically translate it for you. Google does an excellent job in taking care of simple sentences. And then you can do a little bit of adjustment. You can type it in and make it. So right now, right away, you have the power to be able to not only change languages, but also to broaden your audience. Here is a tweet I did in Tamil, and what it says is the same thing that in the previous slide. Welcome to Virat, Hindustan, Sangam. So the other way you can tweet in multiple languages, in case you want to do it yourself and not rely on Google Translate, is Gmail. If you use Gmail to compose emails, Gmail has language plugins. You can install the plugin for Tamil, Marathi, everything. And then you use that and type the message in English, but it is actually typed in Marathi. And it starts appearing in Marathi. Just cut and paste that, put it on your tweet, and you're off and running. A little bit of work, but remember that Indian languages give us a lot more mileage in those 140 character band. So what are the best practices for Twitter? If you're going to use Twitter as your main social platform, what are the things you could do to increase coverage? You want to tweet 4 or 5 times a day only. Don't tweet more than that, because then you'll start getting a lot of unfollowers. You want to keep the message 4 times to 5 times seems to be the best one. We've done a lot of metrics on this. We say that if somebody tweets 4 to 5 times, your audience is engaged. They like, of course, Dr. Sony is an exception. He doesn't apply to him. He can tweet as many as he wants to do, lap it up. But that's what tweeters. Also, if you attach a picture with your tweet, it draws traction by at least 50% more. So what could be this picture? It could be something that you're tweeting about. Remember, a picture is worth 1,000 words. There's theorems that prove that. So anytime you have a picture and then a tagline, that increases the visibility of the message. Also, if somebody responds to you on your tweet, please reply. Keep the conversation going. It sometimes gets into very interesting directions, draws in more viewers, and starts raising your profile in the Twitter community. Avoid using abusive language. My last name tells a lot of people that I'm a Brahmin. So there are a lot of times when I get abuse a lot. And one time even Dr. Swami came to my help. And it happens. But I think we should not be the originator of that. Let's just be clear. We want to really keep the dialogue at a very healthy level. And anytime you have new followers, thank them. They will remember you for it. One of the key things that MLAs and MPs do is, in their constituency, they'll go and partake in the events of the family, good or bad. Even if they can remember one family member's name, and this was from Chandalekha Madam, then the whole family thinks, oh, that MLA came, he remembered my name or my child's, first birthday, and they'll vote for you. The same thing here. Your new followers, if you tell them, thank you for following me, they will retain you for a long time. And on Twitter, on Facebook, on social media, create an identity for yourself. Take up something that is passionate for you, and then follow it up. Same thing for Facebook. If you have a Facebook follower, 4 to 5 posts a day, attaching a picture that helps. It's essentially the same thing. One thing different is, in Facebook you will get anonymous requests for friendship. So you have to have your own strategy. How do you qualify someone as a friend that you want to start communicating? It's different from person to person. So I leave it for you to do this, be the judge. So remember I told you about a software that you can use so that you can use it at one place and send the message across on multiple platforms. This software is called Hootsuite, and Hootsuite will allow you to make your message in one place, and then what it does is it logs as if you are logging into this multiple social platforms at the time you specify and send it out for you. All you need to do is set it up once and then say, okay, I want this message to be sent to Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and so on, and it will do it for you. If you choose only 3, it's free. I mean, it's invaluable because it allows you the freedom of being able to do once and get do the task for multiple platforms. So, how do we grow traffic to our site? Publish original content. We are committed to publishing things that you will not find anywhere else. That way what happens is, the idea is to become the voice of Virat Hindustanis. So we want to be the one where people will come and say, let's see what VHS site has to say about this. And we want to be the ones who are going to be able to disseminate that information. Publish original content, spread the word using social media, sponsor, and execute. Get the traction and keep growing. So how much traction are we getting? So this is something called as Google Analytics. I can track how many people are coming to the site. We went live with V2 on April 25th. That's why it is 0 till April 25th. Okay? And yesterday we hit 6,000 hits. Not bad. I mean, we're going really, really fast here. Today, so in order for us to continue this, we have to have new content coming up all the time. So my hope is that we are going to post all the videos that we have from these sessions on VHS India site. That will keep the traffic going. And after that, I want to be able to publish newsletters. So most important thing we want to do, we want all of you to contribute to us in content, and that should be accurate, fact-based, and try to add links to it. As to if you're going to say a story, try to add links to it so that we know that people who are interested in digging deeper can go to the links. Network with media, especially when you feel the coverage is inadequate, your local TV station or news radio channels. Mobilize volunteers and encourage your new members to retweet, like posts, etc. Some people might be just coming on board with using social media. They may not know. They may say, "Arey, mera tweet acha tha yaar." Then you say, "Why don't you RT it? RT kya hota hai?" So you have to, help hold their hand a little bit, especially the new followers. See that this is the way you can say, "Okay, I liked it. I want to go." So there's a little bit of education involved. Likewise on Facebook, you can tell them go and click on the like icon and increase the engagement. We are going to have all the registered subscribers get a weekly newsletter. It's going to have in-depth articles on various topics. For instance, 2 days ago, we published an article which lists many of the temples that got destroyed and a mosque was constructed on their place in a state-wise, district-wise, city-wise distribution. So there's a lot of information in there. This was something excellent work done by Mr. Sitaram Goel, and we have published that information. So what we want to do is to be able to do that kind of work, which is in-depth. It provides a perspective, it gives you a lot of depth to know what exactly it is all about. And those of you who are in different states, I'd like you to update us with all the programs and events happening in your area so that we can update on the site. Breaking news events, if you feel like there is something that's happening in your area where you may be able to take videos, please do share it with us, because oftentimes we see that MSM doesn't look at some of the important aspects of the event. So we can say, okay, here's what really happened. One case in point was Rajiv Sardesai. The guy he kept saying that he got assaulted in Madison Square Garden outside. The truth was, he threw the first punch. And it took a while for videos to come in and say, okay, this is what really happened. Right? So we could be like that. Because the idea is, how best do we use this social media? If you happen to be at the right place at the right time, make use of it. And we're going to also have video blogs with key influencers, so that there will be something to look forward to for members to come to the site. What is new today? I want to create that hunger. And right now we are looking at 10,000 a month, but we should be able to grow it to 100,000 hits per month. Because once you have that kind of an engagement, you can use the site to start funding future programs. I know how much difficulty Jagdishji and Dr. Swami had to go through to just put this training program in place. And we want this thing on a regular basis, for which we need to be able to have a self-sustaining power. And the site can do that. Once you have 100,000 hits a month, a lot of people will be interested in using this as an advertising platform for their wares. And you get paid for it. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as it's with your ideology, I see no harm in that. So, how do you personally become a better Twitter user or social media user? Set small goals and work on achieving those. You may not be able to get 4 tweets a day every day. So, go to 2 tweets a day. But you should always have this one thread running in the back of your mind. I have to tweet about something new. And believe me, that will come. So one way we can look at it is, we can use Dr. Swami as an example. To me, he looks like a chess player who is like 3 moves ahead of you. I used to play chess, and my mentor, when I was a kid, and my mentor used to say, at a certain point in the game, he'll say, I'm going to checkmate you in 3 moves. No matter what piece you're going to move, I'm going to checkmate you in 3 moves. So that's how I see him. Whenever he's taking up a cause, right? He's going to make sure that the other person is going to lose. So this is an amazing quality that we can all imbibe from him. So know your inner Swami. If you don't know anything else, about this talk, remember that one line. We all have our own inner Swami, and let's know what that is. And let's just flourish towards that, and then you will all become the leaders of tomorrow. Thank you very much.